our presentation. It's about alternate life form possibilities, and it's by Rylee Bierman. And
Twogood.
so, life necessities, hypothetical forms of biochemistry are forms of life that are agreed by scientists to be possible but haven't been proven yet. And the factors that organisms on Earth share for life are carbon, water, light, and DNA/RNA. For possible life forms on other planets, they might be chemically similar to life on Earth, but it is possible that their biochemistry is different. For example, there might be different types of carbon compounds, other elements, or another solvent which acts to dissolve substances than water.
And one form of biochemistry that might work is silicone life. Silicone is very similar to carbon because it's able to form long chain molecules. And in a Earth-like atmosphere, it is too reactive, especially with oxygen. But if the biosphere has a cryosolvent like ethane, methane, or nitrogen, and that biosphere contains absolutely no oxygen, then the silicone will be stable enough to hypothetically create life. And silane, a mixture of silicone and hydrogen, is the most stable and plausible form of silicone for life. And so a planet possibility for a silicone biosphere would look sort of like this. And so for a cryosolvent to stay liquid instead of a gas, the planet needs to be in a place where the temperatures are very low and the pressures are very high in the atmosphere. Therefore, it would be outside of the Goldilocks zone and would look very different from Earth. And another possibility of biochemical is nitrogen. Nitrogen is very similar to silicone in the fact that it is very unstable on an Earth-like atmosphere in the presence of oxygen. And ammonia would be the best solvent for nitrogen life, which it's also a cryosolvent. And what a planet would look like in an ammonia atmosphere, it would still need to have high pressures and low temperatures in the atmosphere. And the person who made this art explained very in depth about their reasoning for the different colors. So it's like ammonia can dissolve alkaline earth metals, so the oceans would have dilute amounts of metal in it, making it very blue, and the higher concentrations of that metal would make the oceans look more gold or bronze. And also the nitrogen in the atmosphere would make it a reddish orange, and so I think that's pretty cool.
And then for the future discoveries, there was a study done this year in which scientists found 270 different ways that chemical reactions could sustain themselves. And this helps to further the possibility that life could be sustained on other planets with different elements than the ones that sustain life on Earth, although it isn't completely sure whether those reactions could be replicated on other planets. There's also many projects that aim to discover more, such as Lab, which is funded by NASA, and they look for clues such as molecular arrangements and unique concentrations of molecules on other planets to try and detect forms of life that might have alternate forms of biochemistry.
And this is our sources that we used.